biglang I got a call. From Marawi pa, tumawag si Brad Jambasar. Tawag sa akin, Brad, pumasa ka. Sabi ko, di ako narinig ko na mata, di pa. Parang pamraka, parang ganyan. Bro, pagili na misis kami sa Kialan Laot, mga, pumasa ka, congratulations. Sabi, pure ka. I was like, sure, pasa ka. I was really like...
This episode is in partnership with Digest PH. Digest PH offers various features designed for law students and lawyers. With Digest PH, studying and legal researching are now easier. And the best part is, if you use our code LOSTDIGEST, you get to enjoy 20% off on your subscription. So whether you're preparing for an exam in recitation or need to brush up on case law for your practice, Digest PH is your go-to website. For more details, you may visit their website at www.digest.ph. Now, let's go back to the show. I am Attorney Haron, and with me is
Attorney Hanan.
And welcome back to
The Lost Podcast.
Everyone, we hope you're all doing all right. We are excited to have you with us in this season finale episode as we dive into the world of law, life, and everything in between. So grab your headphones, get comfy, and maybe even a cup of coffee or tea because it's time to get lost. Hi, Attorney Hanan. Wow, we are on our finale episode of our third season. Imagine!
Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
Our finale episode for third season is our 25th episode.
Yes.
Amazing. And akalain ba nating darating tayo sa puntong ito?
Hindi. At hindi ko in-expect na itong season yung may pinakamaraming mahabang episodes.
Amazing.
Na tinatapos talaga ng mga listeners natin.
Yes. And speaking of listeners, we've been receiving a lot of appreciations from our listeners. No? And shout out kay Mike Mariano Flores for giving us the long message na while I was reading it, I got teary-eyed. Honestly.
Ako rin, pag nakakakita ko ng mga appreciation replies, messages, and comments from our listeners, ikaw talaga yung naiisip ko. Alam kong, ay, nako, magiging masaya dito si Attorney Haron.
Because it means so much to us, diba? Yun yung natin, yun lang yung nare-receive natin really from this podcast, the appreciation.
Yeah, and it's na learning na we get to inspire young, aspiring lawyers.
Exactly. All right. So for this finale episode, Attorney Hanan, and because this is our finale episode for this season, we've got an amazing guest lawyer for you all, our dear listeners.
Someone our listeners deserve.
Exactly. And our finale episode for season 3 deserves, no?
Now, please understand that we cannot fully introduce our guest's background as it would probably take half of this episode. Kaya we will stick with our usual introduction in this show. So, Attorney Haron, please introduce our guest lawyer for this Monday.
Yes, of course. Our guest lawyer for this episode is an accomplished legal scholar and a candidate for a Doctor of Laws degree from Kyushu University in Japan, where his dissertation focuses on competition law in the Philippines. He holds a Master of Laws in International Economic and Business Law from the same university and a Juris Doctor degree from Mindanao State University College of Law. He passed the 2005 bar examinations. Currently, he is the esteemed Chancellor of Mindanao State University Iligan Institute of Technology. Everyone, here with us is the one and only
Chancellor Alizidni M. Ditokalan.
Please say hi to our listeners, Chancy.
Kinabahan ako. I'm not expecting this actually. Yes, but hello to the avid listeners of the Lost Podcast. It's an honor to join you today, and thank you for having me today.
Attorney Hanan, I still cannot believe that we have here with us the amazing Chancellor Zed. No? I mean, I could not believe it na tinanggap niya yung invitation natin for this podcast.
Ako naman, I can believe it.
Mashallah.
Kasi parang sa law school kasi siya yung dean namin. And he's so generous and he's for talaga innovations. And I think what we are doing is
Yes.
one kind of innovation. So I'm pretty sure talaga na he will support us. And alhamdulillah, he actually did.
Oh,
Finally.
mashallah. Thank you so much, sir, for joining here with us dito sa podcast na to. For our first question, here we have here Attorney Hanan.
Dean, sorry kung tinatawag ko siyang Dean.
Yeah, a law dean is forever a dean.
But yes,
That's the culture in the legal community. A dean will always be a dean.
so, pero Chancellor Dean Zed,
Okay, okay, that's fair enough.
ang pinaka mahirap naming question at pinaka first, if you're listening sa podcast namin, what is your pre-law program?
Yeah. Okay, I finished Bachelor of Arts in English, but that's not my first course in undergraduate. Actually, my first course was AB History. Yeah. Then, allow me to elaborate this.
Okay, please do.
Then I transferred to MSU-IIT, and because I wanted to be a doctor, medical doctor, not a juris doctor.
Okay.
Then I took up BS Chemistry. Yeah, for a semester. Unfortunately, I didn't make it. I didn't pass some of the major subject in chemistry. I failed in my Chem 15. I got INC in Math 17.
Oh my gosh.
So I was advised to shift.
Okay.
Yeah, I was advised to shift, and that's it. It was actually by accident that I took up EB English. It never crossed my mind that I would take up that course. If I because at that time, if I am poor in math, I would even say that I would even have a more difficulty in English. And so I don't know. That's it. It was by accident that I made it to that department.
So your first program kay Chem
At MSU-IIT.
at MSU-IIT.
No, but in MSU Marawi, I because I was a product of the College Bond program. Then my first program was EB History at MSU Marawi.
So what made you decide, sir, from your previous program na mag-jump into AB English program? I mean, ano yung triggering point na sige, dito na lang ako?
Well, as I said earlier, I was advised to shift.
Okay.
No? I didn't even see myself enrolling in that program.
Right.
I was actually walking. I was searching at the time for a program to accept me, given my poor academic background, my poor performance in the second semester actually of academic year. I was searching for a program. I think I was on my way. If my memory serves me right, I was on my way to the political science department. Yeah, but I passed by a room where my English 2 teacher was then the advisor for the freshmen, and suddenly called my attention, called me Alice, and they called me Alice at that time. Alice, not Zed, Alice.
Okay, so alam na natin ang
Saan ka? Asa in Bisaya? Asa man ka? Ma'am, ngita ko og kuan, nangita ko og ma-shiftan. Diri na. Ali diri. Sa may mo ang talent. Anak ko, talent sa man. At dito sa department, sa may mo talent. Ma'am, declamation. Pag-declaim dito. That's it. No.
And then you got in.
Yes, I got in.
Right after doing the declaration.
Yes. And I asked her, why did you immediately accept me in the program? According to Ma'am Nancy Chavez, who is now my Vice Chancellor for Public Affairs, take note, who also serves as my first Chief of Staff after I got elected as Chancellor. Sabi niya, it was my term paper sa English 2, which is actually 5 pillars of Islam. Which is gipangupya po nako ang term paper. And sa mga itong nakakuhan sa iya, and I thought that he find me interesting because of my term paper.
So, paano from wanting to become a doctor, napunta tayo sa lawyering?
Okay. Well, after finishing my Bachelor of Arts in English, after graduating, normally the pathway for an AB graduate is to pursue law. No, I graduated in the second semester. They called us Octoberian, right? So I think it was. I would not say that it was really a well thought out plan
Decision.
or decision. I didn't have that directions when I was in the English department. I wanted to be a teacher. I think mora to ako nauna-una because I was then teaching at the college-bound program. No, I was a tutor. No. CBP, no, during my senior years, no, at the English department. That's why when I was with the CBP, motong na also tong what if life without pater, no, because of a piece, a oratorical piece that I wrote, no, Rido Menace to Maranao Society, and I also made a revision to the Swiss of the Christ, you know. So I did try. Murag ako ang nagpa-uso atong the Swiss of the Christ, no. But anyway, going back to your questions, it was not really my. It was not in my. It was not in my mind that I would.
It was not in the picture.
It was not in the picture at all. It was my uncle who was then the provincial prosecutor, who suggested that why not pursue law. That's why he called the assistant dean at that time, Judge Arturo Abundiente, who happened to be his student. So I visited the extension program of the MSU College of Law at the College of Arts and Sciences, and I took up the admission exam, and that's it. No, that's why baliktad. No, if in my undergraduate I took up my first semester in MSU Marawi. For my law program, I took up my first semester in Iligan City. Then in the second semester, I transferred to Marawi. Main campus.
Okay.
Because I wanted to have a new environment. You know?
Alright, so from your undergraduate degree na AB English, and then you decided na sige, I'll go and pursue law school sa Iligan Extension, right?
Yeah.
Now, first off, nung pumasok ka sa law school, ano yung main reason mo to pursue it? Aside from your uncle telling you na, why not go pursue it? What made you decide na, sige na nga lang?
Well, I think it was also my background in debate.
Okay,
no?
ayun.
That I find it that perhaps I may have a chance in the law school because I am into debate. No, I'm into argument, and so pag abogado mahilig makipag-debate. So I think that's one. I think that one motivations. I could not recall if I have this grand idea that I know it's about fighting for the oppressed. You know, I don't have that kind of. To be very candid, I don't have that kind of visioning. No, that idealism at that time. It's just that it is the path after undergraduate.
So why from IIT Extension you transferred to the main campus?
Okay, well, I wanted to have a different environment. I find it that studying in MSU-IIT is no longer inspiring for me. Same people, they know me, I know them. I don't have. I need some external motivating factor or force that would inspire me to do my best, no? Because when I was in Iligan, most of my classmates were also people that I know in the undergraduate in MSU-IIT, and so I know them and they know me. So sort of, if I didn't do well in the recitations, who cares? I know you, you know me,
So since you mentioned about the oral recitation, we would like to know if one like Chancellor Zed experienced a worse recitation.
Or it could be more memorable recitation.
There's a lot, I think. Okay. No, there's a lot. Yeah, but I think I remember this in political law with constitutional law, because this is what happened. I took up law in the second semester. Okay?
Okay.
Not in the first semester. Okay?
Special class.
And walang special class.
okay.
So, wala akong political law 1, but nauna yung aking constitu, nauna ang aking obligation and contract,
Than persons.
than persons. So, ang subject ko at that time, I have constitu with under Attorney Elmer Maglinaw, and then I have obligation and contract under Judge Ruelo, who happened to be my student also in the Master of Law program. So naging teacher ko, naging estudyante ko din. Because he enrolled in the Master of Laws program San Beda. So naging estudyante ko yung aking professor sa law school. But anyway, yeah, so yun. So I had yung nauna yung aking subject, it's constitutional law too. So ito kasi nangyari. So siyempre yung si professor namin, you can actually predict yung flow of oral recitations, yung questioning, no? So, kasi parang ako yung typical that, hindi naman yung subsuba na nag-aaral, mag-aaral lang for that part of the oral recitation. So, parang i-predict ko siya. Ay, ito, baka dito ako matatawag. So, skip mo dito, babasa
So you're studying smart.
Yeah, that's it. But I think that my teacher was smarter. So, I was cold. I was so confident to answer the questions, but all of a sudden he actually asked questions na yung mas advanced pa sa yung oh my gosh, I was like, what the F? Okay. So it was really embarrassing. I think that was one experience that I cannot forget.
So, sir, when you entered law school, were you like a full-time law student or were you working at the same time?
I was a full-time barkada. Full-time student in my first semi. But I was so when I was taking law school, mas naging mabarkada ako. So, yung aking kotse, yung pinapagamit sa akin ng parents ko, yun ang aking library. So nakalagay doon lahat ng libro ko, pretending that I'm actually studying. But actually at that time, no, wala ko sa library. Nakatambay lang ako sa St. Michael's with my friends.
Okay.
No, in my first, I must admit, in my first semester in the law school, hindi ko pa kumbaga I have not actually anong tawag doon? Hindi ko pa masyadong na-embrace yung pagiging law student. Unlike my classmates. Because they went through, the regular pathway. They were admitted in the first semester. So, alam na nila. No? Ako, I came in the second semester pretending to be too confident, no? Para masyadong mayabang, mahangin, happy-go-lucky, these are my friends, we were colleagues in debate and I know their performance, they know my performance. So parang ganun yung aking pananaw. So hindi ako talaga ganung napaka-seryoso na.
So you were not taking law school at that time too seriously.
Yeah.
But you're just there kasi nga in the first place, sinabi lang sa'yo na why not go proceed to law school?
That's why sabi ko kailangan I need to move somewhere.
Okay.
I need to move somewhere. I need to meet new friends. I should be in an environment na di ako kilala, so I can actually try to try to bring the best in me. So yun yung I think yun yung pivotal point why I moved to Marawi.
So now, sir, that we are talking about your law school experience, you're being a law student, would you like to give any study tips sa ating mga law students na nakikinig ngayon and mga aspiring law students, of course?
Well, I think of course walang substitute in reading.
Of course.
But I think depende yan sa estudyante what really fits you. But ako during my time, these are the things that I developed. That I find it very helpful even when I was actually taking the bar examinations. No? This was already when I moved to Marawi City. Because when I was in Iligan City, parang nothing worth sharing as a best practice of a law student. Okay. Perhaps probably the moral lesson is that law school should never be taken for granted. I think yun yung message ng aking first semester. kaya hindi maganda yung aking overall CGPA because of my grades in the first sem, no? Dahil obligation on contract, that's 5 units.
5
and
units,
I think
true.
I got only 3. I got
So that's 15.
Oh, yeah. Oh. So anyway, moving on. So ano yung mga your question is, I think these are the things that I find it helpful at that time when I was actually trying to memorize the provisions. I don't know now with the current students if they still do try to memorize provisions verbatimly. When I was a student, talagang kumbaga period to comma to period, no, kailangan mo talaga i-memorize yan, no, especially under Attorney Kalala. So what I normally do, I wrote the provisions on a index card. Then later I discovered na mas maganda siya, pino-photocopy ko na lang yung code, then kinakat ko yung provision, then nilalagay ko siya sa index card. Because I find it na mas madali ko siyang ma-memorize if, and visually, you have an index card and then mas maliit yung font. Because psychologically, this is feel mo parang mas kwan siya, shorter siya. So parang mas madali mo siya ma-memorize. So yun yung ginagawa ko. I think I find that very helpful sometimes, and I think visually when you have a very huge platform, then mas maliit lang yung text niya. Although people might say that, why? Bakit maliit yung font? But actually, visually, psychologically, mas madali, mas readable siya because you have more space, mas na-highlight yung text. And I think that also applies to the case of to codal provision. So, naka-photocopy yung mga codal. And then, kakat ko lang yan, dinalagay ko sa isang index card. And then, I do have that. So, para ginagawa ko yan, kahit saan ako, dala-dala ko yan. Then, I try to memorize them. And I always have with me the codal provisions in my backpack kahit saan ako mapunta. Just to remind myself that I'm a law student. Kahit pumupunta kami ng Cagayan para gumimik, ganyan, iligan. Oh yes, I still have with me the codal, no, just to remind me that I'm a law student.
Sir, curious ako personally, how long do you usually study when you were a law student?
Well, I think hindi ko siya kasi hindi ko naman talaga siya na bigyan ng time. But talaga may masubsuban talaga, no, pagising mo, timpla ng kape sa dormitory. I stayed in the dorm ng timpla ng kape, ng noodles, pagising, then upo na agad, aral, ganyan. Hapon, ligo, then ganon din. So I think, siguro kung tingnan mo noon, dahil I was a full-time student at that time, siguro minsan, depende, sometimes more than 8 hours.
8 hours.
Minsan, may mga time din na mas shorter. I think, hindi mo masasabi that you will be consistent ka ng 8 hours. But yes, I think there are times that more than 8 hours talaga, kailangan mong talaga magbasa. And you need to really allocate your time because hindi lang naman isang subject ang kailangan mong basahin. You have to prepare for consti, then criminal law, and then also persons and family relations.
How long did it take you to complete law school?
Okay. So, parang naging 5 years. Okay. Naging 5 years siya because nag-start nga ako second semester. So, I could have graduated and joined the batch of AG prosecutor along to. Kasi sila yung special class. May special class kasi sa Marawi. Sa Iligan wala. But no, I opted to join the batch.
The regular
batch, no. Kaya naging 5 years ako. But I did not spend my last semester in Marawi. I spent my last semester in Iligan. No. It was I'll reveal this.
Okay.
No, it was actually a frustration. I lost in the race for the presidency ng law student government, LSG. Yeah, I lost it. And then I was so really frustrated at that time. Well, it's part of being a student, no? Frustrations. Gusto kong lumipat ng severe. In fact, talaga na-process na yung aking paglipat ng severe. Then, I was not cleared by boss. Sabi, no, you cannot transfer. So, I didn't get my credentials, so napilitan ako to stay. So, but in the following semester, I decided to move to
Illegal extension.
Illegal extension. That's why I think yung aking mga remaining review subject like commercial law review and I think remedial law too, I think, and civil law too. Parang yun ata.
So, bali, sir, you graduated year 2005.
Yes.
And then you
Took the bar immediately.
Immediately in
took the bar
2005.
How long yung preparation mo, sir, after you graduated in 2005 and then dun sa examination ng 2005?
Well, yeah. Sa aking last semester na talaga sa Iligan, nag-start na ako I think, doon talaga yung aking, talaga I was really like trying to, kasi sabi ko, ito na, I mean, this is my only chance really to make up for my
lapses siguro.
And my assumed or assumption that I do good in this subject.
Yeah.
Oh, kasi 'di ba magaling ako mag-oral recitation, yun pala magaling ka lang mag blah 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 pero wala naman substance. Baka nabulatik mo lang yung teacher mo then binigyan ka na ganito na score, but in reality medyo so may mga realization na ako. So in my last semester, kaya kinausap ko si Sir Judge Arasad, I think he was our assistant dean in Iligan. Sabi ko, sir, pwede ba ako sit-in sa mga subject? Yung mga subject ko na medyo I know that I didn't do well, so sit-in ako. Like, balik ako ng consti, yung mga talagang mga ibang mga. So, I think that's what I did. Yun yung aking kwan. But you can even validate this with the librarian. Nung Iligan ako, grabe yung aking, kumbaga, doon na talaga yung subsuban. I am the first to come to the library. Minsan may mga time pa na di na ako lumalabas, nilalakan na lang nila yung, kasi like for example, I have my baon. So kasi magla-lunch yung librarian. Sabi ko, ma'am, dito na lang ako sa room. So ka-close niya yung library. I'm also the last to go out. No, that was my kasi sabi ko, mahirap kasi parang ang assumption na magaling yan, no, ganyan, pero deep in with me, I know that kulang yung aking preparations.
Attorney, yun yung gusto kong i-highlight sa sinabi ni Chancey na siguro in law school or when you're in law school and preparing for the bar exam, you have to assess yourself every step of the way. And good thing that Chancellor Zed was able to assess himself at that time na feeling ko lacking ako sa part na to. That's why kailangan balikan ko to. And I think for our dear listeners, you have to please take note of that, na every step of the way have to assess yourself. So, speaking, sir, of bar review na, what were your bar review strategies na sa tingin mo, na ginawa mo during the bar exam, and you think that it's still applied today and that should be practiced by the 2025 bar examinees?
Thank you for asking that questions. No, I started plotting my strategy that I call, hindi ko pa rin makalimutan yung aking notebook na sinulatan ko ng The Art of Engagement ata, yun ata yung title nun, na ginawa ko siyang, kumbaga ginawa kong yung aking magiging guide for the bar examinations. We were actually waiting for the result already of our commercial law review. Kasi yun lang hinihintay, no, kung sinong pumasa. Kasi yung commercial law review ng illegal na extension, talagang grabe ka, unpredictable, no. Talagang kung bagsak ka, no. So yun na hinihintay ko. Sabi ko, if pumasa kaya ako, hindi. Parang di pa ako masyadong confident. Sabi ko, baka kulang pa yung aking preparations. Although I was already starting to prepare, sorting out the books that I will bring. It's importante yon sa Manila. I don't want to bring books that will become just a burden
and
decoration, dagdag lang sa luggage, makaka-overwhelm lang. So, talagang nakaplansado yan, nakakuan yung anong dadalhin kong libro. And then also, this is also what I did. No? Allow me to share this also. Kinuha ko yung aking transcript, not transcript, but lahat ng grado ko, tinignan ko yan, in-evaluate ko. Sabi ko, ito ang aking grado, for example, sa property 1.25. Ano kaya ang real assessment ko? So, mayroon akong sariling grado based aking assessment.
Sa sarili mo.
Ginawan ko ng sariling self-evaluations kung ano bang akin to, A+, A- ba ako dito. Yun yung nag-guide sa akin that I think ito yung mga subject that I need. And then, tiningnan ko overall in the subject classifications. Ito, like, for example, lahat ng aking civil law, kinategorize ko yan. Okay, oblique ko na ito ang siguro. Ito, B ako dito. Persons and family, ito, A+ ako dito. Ganyan. So, and then eventually, doon ko makita, ito yung mga mahina ako dito na subject. So, I think sabi ko, I need to capitalize on this. Ito naman na subject, kailangan na, basta lang pumasa ako, I'll be safe for the bar. Okay, so anyway. So, nung lumabas na yung result ng rules of engagement pala, yun yung nilagay ko sa aking notebook, rules of engagement. Nung lumabas yung commercial law that I passed, the next day talagang nakaplansada na yung aking mga dadalhin. I started first identifying the books. Like sabi ko, remedial law, ito na dadalhin ko. Dahil medyo sana ako kay Regalado, I will only bring the 2 volumes of Regalado. Ito lang, I will just stick to this book. Ito sa, for example, political law. I will not read reviewer, pati reviewer hindi ako nagdala. Ano lang yung babasahin ko. But I think what I did was I managed to count the days. Starting the day that I left Iligan. Kasi barko pang sinakyan eh. Oh.
So you reviewed sa Manila po?
Yeah, Manila. So may barko. So pati sa yung araw ko sa barko, 2 nights, kasama yun sa kinompute. Yes, kasi ginawa ko, lahat ng libro, naka-divide yan to the number of pages according to the number of days that I will actually. This is very, very helpful. That I will, for example, after na-allocate ko yun, kasi yung sabi ko, first round and second round, ganun yun. So like for example, yung na-identify ko na libro for taxation is yung kay Aban. The book was introduced to me by a fraternity brother from Xavier University. Lumipat, Xavier siya nakatapos. Sabi niya magalito na libro. But I have not read that book when I was in law school. Sabi ko, I need to read this book.
So parang first reading.
So first reading. So sabi ko, kailangan mabasa ko to. So tinignan ko ilang pages, more than 400. Sabi ko, this will take 3 days. So ganun. So dinivide ko in 3 days. O ganun ang style ko. Okay. So i-divide ko yan according to the number of pages. And then kung ito lang, kung for example, itong libro na to, I will spend 5 days, then i-divide ko yan into 5. So yun, actually lahat ng libro naka-clip niyan. All the books that I brought, mayroon ng naka-mark na yan that ito yung naka-mark na si rules of engagement ko that okay. So in other word, on for example sa April 22, alam ko anong particular page number ako dapat nandoon. Ganon ka structured yung aking strategy, yung aking ginawang study schedule. Para lahat, ayaw kasi na meron ako napaiwanan na hindi ko nabasa. Yun yung ayaw kong mangyari sa akin. So that's what I did. No? So lahat so pagdating ko na Maynila, tapos ko na yung
isang
libro.
Yung that's 3 days.
Yeah, 2 days and then nag-start na ako. And then pagdating ko doon, naka-plot na yan. Okay, first day, paglapag namin sa Maynila, lalabas, pamili ng mga gagamitin sa door.
Yes,
essentials. Then the next day, balik na naman. So, ganun ang ginagawa ko. Oo.
Sir, I'd like to ask, every day, ilan yung ina-allot mo na kailangan ganitong specific na pages yung kailangan kong basahin?
Well, yung average ata, hindi siya, parang umabot siya ng 100 leaves.
Okay.
Kasi 200. Depende talaga yan sa libro.
Kasi if yung libro mo is first reading, talagang medyo it will
take some time.
Yeah.
So medyo,
but if it's a book that you've been using since law school,
talagang medyo mabilis. Pero ang ginagawa ko pa rin, may mga times na parang I am ahead of the schedule. So it's either ginagawa ko, I reward myself on a particular day. Para yun ang ginagawa kong goal. Like for example, kailangan matapos ko to in 6 days. If I will finish this in 5 days, I will treat myself. Hindi ako mag-aaral. I'm gonna go to the movie house and watch. That's what I do. No, I try to do that. Or minsan sabi ko, pag ganado pa ako, sabi ko, sige, uutang ako. tatapusin ko to. Pag natapos to, mag-advance reading ako. Doon ako babawi sa that's what I usually do.
Allow me to share, Attorney Haron. Di ba, sabi ko nga sa'yo, Dean namin si Dean Zed.
Yes.
Nung kami yung 4th year. So, that time, dun ko na-realize na parang short na ako sa time. Kasi yung sabi niya na pinlat niya yung study schedule niya, ginawa niya rin yun sa amin nung 4th year kami. Umakyat siya sa amin sa Acadcom, tapos sabi niya, kinuha niya yung blackboard and then sinulat niya, ayan, gagraduate kayo ng July, August, September, October. Yan lang yung months na natitira sa inyo to review. Sabi niya, kada subject, baka 10 or less pa ang masuspend. So I was like, 10 days lang i-review ko sa Manila. So one point niya, dito pa lang sa law school, mag-aral na kayo. That time parang, di ba, normal, pag first taker, normal din sa atin na, sige lang, after ko na lang gumraduate, which,
Review na lang ako.
And then that time pa, nagpa-promise pa ako kay Sir Zed. Sabi ko, sir, marami kaming papasa. And then unfortunately, sa batch namin that time, 2 lang. Out of like 60 to 70. So, talagang hindi mo mabublame yung institution, hindi mo mabublame yung professors mo. Mabublame mo talaga yung sarili mo pagka hinayaan mo na hindi ka mag-prepare ahead for the bar. So, yun lang. Na-share ko lang.
Pag tinulugan mo yung dream mo, no? Alright, so since napag-usapan na natin yung law pre-law mo, law school, and then bar review, no? Let's go now with your bar results. Na-mention mo kanina yung bar results mo. Please, walk us through on that day, paano siya nangyari. Wait lang, newspaper ba to na result or...
Available na siya sa internet.
Internet.
Kasi medyo may internet na, may mga
This was 2005.
May mga internet na in fact may mga chat na sa internet anong ginagamit namin. Friends, may Friendster ang uso pa yun, hindi Facebook. Friendster, meron ako Friendster. Okay, so ito nangyari, no. So I was in Manila for the CP Mill, no. The college, the congressional internship program for young Muslim leaders. But I was not actually confident that I will pass the bar examinations. No, kasi ganun pa rin. Sabi ko, I'd rather have this mindset that baka di ako pumasa. So what I did, sabi ko, para mo sa parents ko, sabi ko, I'll be joining the CP Mill. I was accepted. So nung schedule namin sa Maynila, I brought my law books. Some of my law books. Sabi ko, in case na hindi ako pumasa,
at least may mababasa agad.
Then diretso na ako mag-review for the bar. But gumawa ako ng sarili kong calculations sa mga subjects. Sabi ko, yes, meron akong talaga nakatago yan sa aking wallet na pag lumabas yung result, I will validate kung tama ba yung aking prediction. No? So meron ako talagang sabi ko baka ito siguro yung aking magiging score sa ganito ng mga subjects, etc. So I did that. Anyway, so yung araw nang lumabas yung result, no. 3:00 ata ng hapon, parang may lumabas na yung haka-haka that lumabas yung result ng bar, that prosecutor Makagaan passed the bar. Tatlo kaming waiting for the bar at that time. Ako
Sir Pinatara?
No, hindi. No, si Dubs at saka si Adum and ako. We were all a product of CP Mill. We're all waiting for the result of the bar. So, ang naging ko na is that pumasa daw si Dubs. No, may nakapagsabi, relatives niya from Supreme Court daw. Sabi, so pumasa siya. Sabi ko, my God, hindi ako pumasa. Then, naging may mga rumors na parang I didn't also make it. So, yung nag-sink in na sa akin, my God, ano ang sasabihin ng mga sabi ko, wow, sabi ko, yung mga tao na, sabi ko, they are celebrating that yung mga ganun sa isip ko that I didn't pass. Sinasabi nila, yan kasi mayabang, feeling maging abogado. Mga ganun yung nagsisingin na yun yung aking mga reflections. So, umuwi ako ng tinitira namin na doon, I think, the circle doon, kasi ako nagstay while CP Mill, no. Umuwi ako doon, then I asked Iksan Sharif.
Si Sir Iksan.
Sabi ko, magkasama kami na sabi ko, manood tayo ng sine, ng movie.
Okay.
Alam niyo pinanood namin? Pinanood pa kami medyo hindi pa siya maganda na movie ka. Yung title nun is indecent proposal.
Okay.
Indecent proposal na movie. Okay. Yeah, and medyo rated 18 siya no na palabas. So, ang sabi ko sa mga brad ko, sabi ko, sige, sabi ko sa kanila, yung iba pumunta na sa doon no mag-aabang, no. Sabi ko sa mga brad, sabi ko, ganito lang, sabi ko, if I will pass, tawag kayo. If I will not make it, wag na kayo tumawag. Di ba? Siyempre, di ba? You're adding insult to you're adding insult to injury. So, yun. So, nanood kami ni Iksan. Off ko na lang yung aking cellphone. Sabi ko, paano ko ba tatawagan kung masa ako? Di na sabi ko, my God, ba't pa ako nandito? Sabi ko, this is a bad, kuan ito, no? Sabi ko, instead, dito, bad luck ito. Kasi, why am I watching? Ba't ka pinanood ng ganitong kind of movie? So, sabi ko, Iksan, labas na lang tayo. So, lumabas. So, on ako ng aking cellphone. Wala pa rin. Sabi ko, my God, wala pa rin. No one is.
Mas nakakaba talaga
I didn't
sa
get a call. No, I didn't get a call. Sabi ko, uy tayo. So, nag-taxi kami. Itong taxi sinakyan namin, in-announce pa yung mga bar top nuts. Sabi ko, sorry for that word. Okay. So, okay. So, umuwi na kami. Mga around, I think almost 11 o'clock. Wala pa ring call from brads or sis that I passed the bar examinations. So paglapag mismo ng taxi sa
hotel or
sa circle, yung hostel ng DA, doon kami nagstay. Hindi pa ako nakababa, biglang I got a call from Marawi pa. Tumawag si Brad Jambasar.
Si Sir Jam.
Si Superintendent Basar. Tawag sa akin, Brad, pumasa ka. Sabi ko sa kanya, yung parang I curse him, sabi ko, di ka ko narinig ko na mata, di pa, parang pamraka, parang ganyan. Bro, pagilin namin siya kami sa Kialan Laot, yung mga, pumasa ka, congratulations. Sabi, pure ka. I was like, sure, pasa ka. I was really like, congratulations. Then I called my parents, and then my sabi na yung parents ko din daw that they didn't get a call. Umuwi na daw. So, they were also waiting for the result. Pumasok ng kwarto yung mother ko, father ko, umiga na daw sila. They were like discussing, hindi pumasa sila. And they were like, also, mas masakit sa parents yung failure natin. Then I called my uncle, then I passed, ganyan. Ito pang ang tawag sa kanya, I'm sorry I didn't tap the bar, but I passed. Pag-gimmick pa ako.
talaga.
Pag-gimmick na ako. But anyway, that's it. So sabi ko, diretso tayo ng Supreme Court, no? So sabi ko kay yung manong, sige, punta tayo doon, balik tayo doon. Sabi ko, punta
so
tayo
hindi ka na nakababa sa taxi?
Hindi na. So pumunta kami ng Supreme Court. Sabi ko, kahit magkano, ibayad ko sa'yo, no? Binayaran ko siya 1,000.
At that time, 1,000 is so big.
Nagsisiri. Sabi ko, bakit binigay 1,000?
Adrenaline
Okay. So, dumating na ako sa Supreme Court. I met some brads in, I think, KFC. Sabi ko, galit na galit. Ba't ako di tinawagan? Sabi nila, how can we call you na may mga kasama kami hindi pumasa ng bar? So they cannot celebrate daw, no? Because sabi nila, after all, pumasa ka naman eh. So it doesn't matter.
Sana man lang nag-miss call.
But you know what? Then I checked yung aking result. Sabi ko, papasa talaga ako. Yung kinuha ko yung
ginawa mo dati.
Yeah, ginawa kong sabi, I will pass. No, sabi ko, meron ako talagang sariling assessment that I will pass provided na hindi ako ma-DQ sa commercial law.
Kasi may DQ pa nun.
Yung commercial law ko, yes, almost 30 questions di ko nasagot. Yung mga sub-questions. Kasi grabe yung parang masyado akong yung ginandaan ko yung aking sagot sa commercial law. But good thing, I think I got 67 in commercial law. Kasi kung naging below 65, I would have yeah. I mean, our bar examiner, you can check, it was the longest bar exam in terms of the questions. Napakahaba, I think, grabe ang haba, yung mga questions.
So, sir, bakit longest? Like, how long?
Mahaba yung mga questions. Yung grabe yung mga questions.
So, short sa time ng pag-answer.
So sir, nung pagdating nyo dun sa Supreme Court grounds, no, ano yung first na ginawa mo, sir?
Ay talagang ambak na ambak ako. Oh. I mean, grabe, hindi, pag-uwi ko parang hindi pa rin ako makatulog. Sabi ko parang, wow, I'm a lawyer. Parang I don't wanna sleep, no? Kasi sabi ko baka panaginip na ng ito.
Baka magising.
Baka magising na. Then, hindi pala ako abogado. Things like that. But you know what? While waiting for the bar examinations, allow me to share this also.
Yes, sir.
And I think it was also important to highlight this because kumbaga yun naging probably it helped me in my law practice. During the time that I was waiting for the bar, I reviewed again remedial law. Sabi ko, hindi masasayang yung remedial law. Yeah. Kasi sabi ko, eventually, if I will pass the bar, then I will practice. Then at least, medyo...
na-reinforce.
Yes. I would have a strong background in remedial.
I see. Sir, okay, so we've already covered your bar results. And then after the results, naging lawyer ka na. We'd like to ask, sir, ano yung first work experience mo as a lawyer?
My first experience as a lawyer, I think yung internship, kasi naging lawyer ako, di pa tapos yung, but hindi yun kasi formal na employment.
Yeah.
But I think my first employment as a lawyer is with the public attorney's office. But you know, that was not also my plan. No.
Okay.
Plano ko noon is I wanted to join the immigration. Kasi parang at that time, feel ko yung pag immigration, ito yung may mga, you know, galante, may pera, if you are with... yeah.
LL.
Kaya sabi ko, yun ang gusto kong pasukan is immigration. Wala sa akin yung to join the public attorney's office, but my uncle called me. So sabi niya sa akin, yung exact na statement niya, you're not a slave of peso. No? Nag-abogado ka para mag-practice, hindi para uupo lang, di ba? I called Yusik Lanto, sabi niya, pakasurgan mo Allah. And he will help you. Punta ka sa kanya. So I went to, so that he will endorse you to the public attorney's office. I went to the office of Asik Lanto, nandun si Jeds Makombal, Sir Arasad. I think siya yung kanyang chief of staff. Then I got the recommendations. Then I brought it and then I went to PAO and then nag-apply ako. So it was my first work as a lawyer is with the public attorney's office. And on my first day in office, I appeared in court. Yeah, I appeared in court. I was brought by the senior public attorney's office with no experience at all. Pina-cross-examine niya sa akin yung witness. Imagine that. Napaka-pretending din ako. Feel na parang seasoned lawyer. No? At that time, I cannot forget. No? Ang prosecutor no, is si labor arbiter sa Dato. No? He was a prosecutor at that time. It was a case of BP6. No?
Yung sabi nila, hindi mo daw talaga malilimutan yung first appearance mo sa court. Sir, you've been in the public attorney's office for
how many?
How many?
More than 3 years.
3 years. And within that span of 3 years, sir, ano yung hindi mo makakalimutan na isang kaso na nahawakan mo? If there's any.
I have a lot of marami akong mga I would say exciting and interesting cases. Kasi ako yung law lawyer na walang fixed sala. Mahilig ako sa mga controversial na case, no? So ako lang yung parang doon naka-assign ako sa branch 1, MTC, meron akong RTC, meron pa akong municipal court, pero ako yung parang okay kahit saan na lang, yung mga kulig ko sa okay saan. Pag may mga exciting na case, parang yung mga novel na case, gustong-gusto ko i-handle yung case. So may mga kaso na ako talaga yung unang would you believe that pati hospital di yan obra sa akin pag yung mga hindi makakalabas pinupuntahan ko yan, no, threatening them that they would not release the the patient. It would be a violations of this particular law, etc. I was also the first lawyer that sued the military for writ of amparo. In the first writ of amparo case in Mindanao was my case.
Indeed, a memorable one. Attorney, as the oath-taking ceremony for the recent bar passers occurred last month. What advice can you give them as they navigate legal practice?
My advice to our new lawyers who just had their oath taking, I think they need to do some soul searching. What do you really want to do in life, especially now that there are many lawyers now. I think my context is different probably at the time that I passed the bar examinations. We don't have this number of lawyers probably when I was new in the legal professions. I think my advice would be that they need to
Search for their
search for their calling. Anong gusto nila, no? You don't need to rush things. You need to really find where you will eventually shine as a lawyer. There's a lot of opportunities. Some lawyers could be a good administrator. Not all lawyers are really cut for practice. I must say that. No, not all lawyers are also really cut for administrative works. They're also really into litigations. So I think they need to find their niche. Ano ba talaga ang gusto nila? Things that that would make them happy. It's not all about the pay grade, salary grade. No, dapat hindi yun yung manguna.
Yung motivation.
Yeah, but I think what's important is building that credentials as a lawyer, building that reputations. If you want to pursue a career in a private practice, it's very, very competitive now. You must have something that will make you shine, in the courtroom. That litigants will see you. Oh, magaling yun na. Okay, they will talk about you. They'll make referral. Why not hire this lawyer? So I think yun yung kailangan. Build experience. Enjoy being young lawyer. Yun yung pinaka-importante. We should not make, as I've said again, we should not make the pay grade as
first
the main considerations. Build relationship, build your credentials, build your reputations. Yun yung pinaka-importante.
Alam namin, majority of law students sa MSU, alam namin na one of the famous law offices in Lanao Norte is your SD law office. I would like to know why did you decide to open one and how did you do it?
Okay. Itong nangyari dyan, no? I left PAO. Palapit na yung election and I wanna do private practice, no? And then I know that my limitations, I cannot just appear for election cases with the public attorney's office. So at that time I was invited by the former president ng MSU na bakante yung director ng legal. Okay, it was actually yun yung nakatrigger sa paglipat ko. At that time yung salary pa ng PAO hindi pa ganun ka-competitive. So hindi ko naabutan yung talagang implementations ng bagong batas ng PAO na yung salaries talagang at par na with the prosecution. So I was really also looking for a better salary grade na after spending 3 years. But although I really enjoyed my PAO experience, Siyempre, sa atin sa Maranao, yung abogado ka, tumaas na rin yung pangangailangan because of the social obligations, ikaw naasahan ng pamilya, your siblings. At that time, my parents retired na rin sila. They've invested the retirement for my bar examinations. So ako na yung sumalo ng responsibility ng family after passing the bar examination. So I need to have a good job to sustain my amortization for my vehicle, ganon. So I got a call from attorney Muslim if I am interested to the post ng pagiging director ng legal. So I grabbed that opportunity because I thought that I would be able to do private practice. But I find some, kumbaga medyo nagkaroon ng limitations. I am having difficulty practicing while also staying at the legal. That's why after 6 months, I resigned and then I asked kung na maging faculty na lang. Because pag faculty, mayroong authority to practice, no? So, yun yung nangyari. So, I asked the president if on that day I tendered my resignations. I was appointed as faculty at the same time designated as assistant dean of Iligan Extension. Oh, yeah.
Anong year to, sir?
2010. Yeah, I think 29 or 2010. 2010, yeah. By 2010, right? No. So I was designated assistant dean. So doon na, tuloy patabalik ako sa Iligan, then doon nag-start. I wanna do my practice. Attorney Subihano, that used to be the law office of the Abundiente Law Office. Yeah. So siya lang naiwan kasi si Mylene was also with that office. Judge Macombal. Yeah, Mylene was also with the office. Eventually, pagagaling ata ni Mylene sa Maynila, then naging judge siya kaya eventually nawala siya sa law office. So naiwan lang si Subihano. Nag-abot pa kami noon ni Mylene but I think few days or parang few days ata. Then eventually na-judge si Mylene, so nabakante na kasi Subihano lang naiwan, then ako then doon nag-start. Sabi ko, why don't we try to build this office na pagandahin natin. So yeah, I think that's the start, no, na I start doing the branding of the law office, designing its logo. Sabi ko, let's renovate the office. So ako na nag-initiate, no, sabi ko, I want something cozy. It's not the usual law office, Kung mapapansin mo yung first na, ngayon kasi they repainted now after I left the law office. That time, my inspiration nun is yung parang coffee bean. Inspired by the coffee bean in Cagayan de Oro City. Yun yung color na, yun na nag-inspiration ko actually.
Yung color palette.
Color palette na I want something earthy. Para sabi ko, pagpasok very very cozy. Kaya maraming nakakapunta doon sa law office namin. It's cute and I find it's really beautiful. It's a beautiful office.
Sir, as someone who has an experience po sa private practice, no, and who put up this famous, one of the
hindi naman famous
or kilala, diba? And trusted na law firm sa Iligan and in Lanao del Norte. Do you think that putting up a law firm for a new lawyer, for a group of new lawyers is still worth it?
Well, I think yes. Di naman, I don't think would be difficult. But I think ang malaking challenge, pag walang proper guidance, it's not really easy to, it's not as simple as just, okay, let's put up a law office. Remember that nandun pa rin you need to build the reputations so that people would be client would be confident enough to trust their rights to you, their property or their life. Hindi ordinaryong buhay na yun eh. So you need to have that kind of experience, that kind of mindset, no. You need that experience. You need someone to guide you. Even kanang the billing of a client is, in fact, it's something that you need to learn. Kaya lang ako kasi I joined meron ako experience in litigations. Yes.
You're not starting from scratch.
Yes, I'm not starting from scratch. I have already built a reputation at that time when I was with Pao kasi when I was with Pao napakang tawag nga sa akin ni Persid Acosta, si Attorney Pogi, because I stand out in the public attorneys sa Pao conventions. Kasi ako lang yung naka-Amerikana, ako lang yung talagang maporma. Wow. May mga monika sa akin ng Hall of Justice. Ito lang yung abogado na ang kanyang gross is ang kanyang net is bigger than gross. Ayun yung kanila. Oo. Because maporma ako talagang, maporma ako para akong hindi pa lawyer, naka-Amerikana, yung bang very slim na necktie, na wasili pa yung meteor garden yung buhok, di ba? na I have a I have a Honda Civic na walang tent na napaganda ng into drag racing, no.
Okay.
So grabe yung ganun yung so parang sabi hindi ka kipang Pau lawyer, no. So kaya pag nag-attend ako ng convention ng Pau lawyers, ako lang yung naiba na Amerikana. Ano yung pang mga Amerikana ko that time, yung pang may mga very fashionable na Amerikana. Not usual na ganito na mga Amerikana, may mga malaki yung buttons, malalaki yung mga stitches niya. pang gano'n, pang fashion show ng mga Amerikana. Gano'n ako. So kaya talaga I did that because parang nakakadagdag sa aking confidence. Pag nakasuot ako ng maganda, parang okay yung aking, parang nagiging bright ako. Nagiging, hindi naman maangas na mayabang, but nagiging ito, kaya ko to. Kumbaga yun yung nagiging
pandagdag confidence niya.
So anyway, going back to the question, I think it's not, I think yes, pwede, but I think kailangan ng proper guidance. Kasi mahirap din pag eventually you put up a law office, walang proper guidance, and then that might lead to hindi maging successful yung career mo in litigations, and then baka yun yung maging kumbaga maging end ng career mo as a lawyer. So maraming mga, I know some, they started building one but eventually na-disband yung kanilang law office. It's not easy to build a law office. Unless meron ka talagang savings. No, you're coming from a rich family. You can just put up a law office.
My generational wealth.
Walang problema doon. You can do that. But if you are also breadwinner ka rin ng pamilya, and then it's wala ka pang reputation, mahirap. It's not easy. But I think probably after joining a law office for a year or 2 years, 3 years, pwede ka na mag-separate. But I think my advice to young lawyers, try to join well-established law office, find a proper mentor, find a senior lawyer that you can affiliate, you can be a mentee. I think yun nangyari. After I joined the PAO, ako nag-recruit. No, I recruited Joey A.D. De Socor. Yes. I recruited Nabs. Kapapasara lang niya ng bar. Ongoing pa yung renovations ng opisina. Dinala ko siya sa law office. Kasi alam, magaling siya. Sabi ko, ito, mga asset na to. I need these people. So, I invited her. Sabi ko, ito may opisina mo. Then, I eventually invited also Prosecutor Sultan to join the office. I also invite Saudi Sulog, after. So yun ang ginawa ko. Ako ang nag-recruit sa kanila. Then eventually, mas well-established yung kanilang career, yung kanilang private practice. And I'm so proud that at some point in their career, I can say that I have opened the door for them. I have opened the door for them. I can say that I wasn't selfish as a lawyer. I share the opportunity. I want to see more young lawyers shining. So after I left SD Law, after I became a chancellor, may mga new generations of SD lawyers now continuing the. But I miss litigations. Someday.
May plan ka ba?
Yes, definitely. I'll go back to litigations.
My question, sir, you've been to PAO's office in the government service. You're also in the academe, diba? Kasi you've been a faculty of the MSU Law, the dean of the MSU Law as well, and you also been to private practice. Now, among the three, which do you think is yung parang mas pinakamalapit sa puso mo?
Both. Magkaiba siya both. Yung aking experience in the private practice, it's really more of a personal success.
Okay.
Yeah. Doon ko nakita that I can practice, Kaya ko maging private practitioners. So it's more of a personal success that also lead to a higher calling, Yun yung kumbaga foundational sa akin yung aking private practice. I think yun yung kumbaga nag-build sa aking personality, no?
Reputation as
Sa aking reputation as eventually as an academic leader.
Sir, no, our next question is, what led you to decide na mag-pursue ng Masters of Law?
Okay, now,
And why, sir? Sorry, and why in Japan?
yes, that's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. You know, at that time, kunti lang yung talaga may mga Master of Laws because it's not easy to have an LLM program, especially that we don't have it in the Philippines at that time. You can only earn an LLM abroad. No, and it's not easy unless you're rich. You can pursue LLM in Harvard. Or unless you are also so lucky to be given a scholarship. Okay. You know that I took up my LLM at the later part of my career already. I was already an assistant dean. It was actually triggered by the requirement of the Legal Education Board that requires that for you to be a dean of a college of law, you must have a Master of Law program.
Ano the qualification?
Yeah. Di meron pang provision sa LEBMO, I think LEBMO 7, that requires that a certain number of faculty of the College of Law should have a Master of Laws program. At that time, ang may Master of Laws lang na lawyers ng MSU is si Sir Pamamuti, no? Meron siyang LLM in Santo Tomas, no? Sir Bara, but parang hindi na siya regular no at time na faculty kasi na King Faisal naman siya. Pero hindi rin siya yung, kasi iba yung field ni Sir Bara, no? Then sino pa ba mayroon? I think si Sir Muslim, no? Mayroon din siya, no? So sabi ko, I also wanted, no? So yun yung naka-trigger sa akin. Sabi ko, if I wanted to be the next dean, kasi sino magdi-dean, di ba? After pa-retiring na yung mga... So it was a preparation, no? That eventually walang pwedeng maging successor ng mga incumbent deans kasi because of that requirement ng Legal Education Board. So out of necessity actually, no? So yeah. So
pero hindi out of necessity ang Japan.
It was actually ang what brought me to Japan. Initially, ang plano ko, I wanna join. Gusto ko mag-shivening. Yeah. Yun yung gusto ko na...
Gusto din namin yun.
Then, it was actually the Dean of the College of Law of the University of the Philippines, who became the president of UP, Danilo Concepcion. Siya ang nag-offer sa akin ng opportunity to study in Japan. Siya noon at the time ang president ng Shivening Scholars because Shivening si President Danicon. Sabi niya, would you like to study in Japan? Mayroon yung Young Leaders Program, YLP, Young Leaders Program. It's, kumbaga yung pinaka-lucrative na, pinaka-generous na scholarship ng Japanese government, yung YLP. Kumbaga yan yung Shivening ng Japan, yan yung Fulbright ng Japan, no? So sabi ko, yes, okay, why not? Okay, so sabi na, apply ka. So, kasi most of the YLP graduates are product of UP Law. So, sila lang din nag-endorse, no? So ako lang yung parang from an outsider. Kaya they thought for sometimes I say I am also an alumnus of the UP Law because of the YLP. So yun, he nominated me to the YLP program. Then I was accepted. Then siya rin na nagsuggest sa akin. Sabi niya, if I were you pursue Japan. Sabi niya, Japan is of course Japan is Japan. It's a nice place, mas malapit. Mayroong English program yung YLP. And then sabi niya, you pursue specializations in competition law.
Yeah.
Kasi sabi niya, there is a pending law in Congress. Sabi niya, this is going to be this is going to be a new law. Then we don't have lawyers, no, wala pa masyadong nag-specialize on competition law. So diyon. So then eventually when I was writing my Master of Laws thesis, sabi ko aralin ko is yung Philippine competition law. That was in 2016. Then I was also coming from from my never mind, from marital.
Yes.
So I left the country. That was also part of moving on, healing, healing period.
Another soul searching.
Another soul searching. So I left the country 2016, 2017. Then I was offered yung doctorate program. It was not part of the plan, but at that time, JICA and Kyushu was working on a long-term scholarship program. And they were looking for a pioneering scholar. So that's why I became the first to be given that long-term scholarship ng JICA. So eventually, the director of the international program, para may nagkaroon ng consensus among the faculty, sino ang pwedeng bigyan, i-offer yung program. So I received an email from the director asking me if I wanted to pursue a Doctor of Laws or SGD. Sabi ko yes. Sabi niya, would you be willing to accept to pursue it here? Mayroong ganito na scholarship. The good thing about this, pwede ka nang bumalik, then you will be traveling. Kaya yung aking, very unique yung aking, parang this sort of may pagka-distansya. I spent 14 days in Japan, balik sa Pilipinas. Ganun yung aking, kaya parang padian lang ang Japan sa akin when I was pursuing that. Nakat lang yung aking residency because of the pandemic. Yun yung naging problem na hindi ko siya natapos on time. I became the chancellor. So balik ako ng Pilipinas, and then balik ng Japan. Yun yung eventually I got the scholarship in 2017. I received a notice from JICA Philippines. JICA Japan informing JICA Philippines, find this guy. Kasi arranged na yun eh. Then they offered me the grant. Then in 2018, I went back to Japan to start doing my doctorate.
Kasi yun yung parang nagre-review kami, and then pre-week wala ka kasi nasa Japan ka.
I was actually, di ba, by time yun na nag-take ako ng 6 months leave, kaya nag-acting din si
Mama Nabel.
Si Dean Barudi. And would you believe that during the bar examinations, I am taking, umuwi ako ng Pilipinas just to be with them. I'm spending my own money to be, although I was on leave at that time, just to, to check on to join the bar takers.
Spoiled kami nung time na yun.
So for our final question, andun na tayo, Attorney Hanan, sa final question for this episode. What's next for Chancellor Zed?
What's next? Well, I think what's next for me, itong pagiging, kumbaga ito yung pagiging chancellor ng IIT. Ito yung culminations, I must say, ng career ko. I started dreaming of becoming a chancellor during my master's in Japan when I was taking my LLM. I started dreaming after seeing how universities are being run abroad. After also, So yun yung aking naging, sabi ko, if only that if I will become also a chancellor ng IIT, I wanna do this. Okay. It was actually my advisor, that suggested na tumawag siya sa akin. I recall, there was a time tumawag siya sa akin. Meron siyang tinanong sa akin about certain issues ng IIT. What's my take? Then I give my take. Sabi niya, Ali, ba't di na ka mag-chancellor? Sabi ko, Then sabi ko, why not, no? Pwede din, no? Ganun, no? Sabi ko, sige. Kasi at the time, after finishing my LLM, medyo hindi na ako nakapag-practice eh. Nag-iba ang aking career. Yung aking mindset, naging iba ang aking language. More on one academic. No, may scholarly na yung aking iba na, nag-shift na. So parang, and you know what allow me to share this, no? Kasi yung pag-alis ko ng Pilipinas, it was a huge sacrifice, no? I left a very, very lucrative private practice. In fact, I had the difficulty at the time. I almost didn't fly and didn't actually pursue the LLM program because marami akong amortization. dalawang kotse naka-amortize no at that time, no. Yung aking
Subaru pa.
BMW, my BM and my Sorrento, no. Sabi ko, paano kaya to? Kasi di enough yung di ba, yung aking monthly, no. Yung aking not enough even to pay for my amortization ng dalawang sabay na dalawang kotse kasi parang medyo naging konting kwan din, no? When I was in a private practice, medyo magaan-gaan din yung ating practice. So, sabi ko in fact, that time, bininta ko yung isa, then, naubos yung lahat ng savings ko. Paying the amortizations, and also, kahit nasa labas ako, then I also need to share my expenses for the family, no? Kailangan pa rin. I need to pay for the rent ng tinitira ng mga parents ko sa Iligan. Ako pa rin yung gumagastos. So I was actually, so yung aking naipon na savings, gastos yun ng family
while you were away.
While I was in Japan. So ang plano ko, pag uwi ko, I will recoup all my lost income, no? Babawi ako, no? Talagang kailangan, grabe, kumbaga mayroon akong dagdag na pangalan sa aking mayroon ng LLL. So, siyempre, no, not everyone has that kind of, di ba, kind of dagdag sa kanyang pangalan, no? No. So sabi ko, babanat ako ng practice. Kailang hindi. Naging baliktad. No, parang pagbalik ko, naging acting din ako. So parang nag-shift yung aking mindset. So iba na yung aking paradigm, more on reform. Diba? Doon nag-start yung mga innovations ng College of Law. Yeah, kumbaga doon nahulog yung aking loob, trying to strengthen the MSU College of Law, to have the one MSU law. So doon nag-start yung nagbago. Plus, naging doctorate pa ako. So parang instead na ma-recoup ko.
Actually, kasi parang yun pa yung 1M siya. At that time, kami yung officers noon LSG officers. Tapos parang, sir, wala po kaming budget sa ganito. Ang kataya. Sobre. Bibigyan niya sa amin sobre. Yes.
I spend my own money to be, pag magpapatawag ako ng faculty meeting, my own money. Kasi wala naman ako, not even a cent. Wala akong imuwi. Wala, you spend your own money. Pag mag-attend ka ng mga activities, you spend your own money. No, and kung walang LSG, so, di ba yung ginawa ko pala ma-renovate lang yung mga pa-contest. Sige na lang, okay. Repainting. Maganda. May mga pag-gimmick ako doon. And then we also launched yung ating
ilang araw na foundation day.
Yes,
Dati kasi isang araw lang. Yun, ilang araw.
Week long.
We changed the logo para sabi ko pagandahin natin yung logo.
Tapos yung first sa atin yung bar operations na lahat ng 3 campuses.
But you know what? Pero ang makuha sa akin kasi, ang naabutan ko is yung Marawi Siege. Imagine yung challenge. I was designated as an acting dean at that time. The next day after I assume Marawi Siege. So grabe yun na struggle ko. So sabi ko, I cannot just abandon. Sabi ko, panindigan ko na to. So I moved yung mga student, moved them to Iligan, doon yung graduations, di ba? Doon sila nag-graduate.
At saka yung parang testimonial.
Yeah, testimonial. Doon ko na ni-move sa Iligan. Then, after the siege, ang College of Law unang-unang nagbukas. Kumbaga nagpanggap lang kami. So yung mga teachers, kumbaga sila yung mga estudyante.
Pinilit talaga.
Just to show that we're back to normal. Okay. And I organized the first Rule of Law Forum.
Yes, I can remember.
Yeah, Rule of Law Forum. Yes, the first Rule of Law Forum. Then habang nagkakaroon kami ng Rule of Law Forum, may mga bombahan pa rin sa Yes, si Secretary
Tas ganito siya ka-Hanson, Attorney Haron. Na-ready namin ng 12 AM yung venue. Dumating siya ng mga 12:30, iniba niya lahat. Magsa-start na tayo ng 1 PM. Ano ba to si sir? Ganun siya ka-hands-on, even sa decorations and all. Mashallah.
So yeah, it's very interesting. So yun, we did that. So eventually, we started. During my time, bawal magdala ng fraternity t-shirt during the bar operations.
Okay.
Sabi ko, no, dapat we
One
should
MSU
be
lang.
one MSU. So doon nag-start din na yung bar operations consolidated. Isa lang nun, yung I introduced the IRC, which unfortunately wala na yung intensive review class.
And then I think,
Kami ang pioneer na.
and then naabutan ko din yung parang first ever na
Macbar,
Macbar.
may
Yes.
Macbar, oh.
Kami din yun, Attorney Hara.
Oo nga eh. Tas I was first year that time. So, you can really see yung dedication.
Ang dami niyang binago kahit na may siege. Kahit,
Yeah.
yun, acting pa lang siya nung time na yun. Pero,
I managed to have to put up, just imagine, organizing, after pa the siege, organizing the biggest homecoming in the history
Oh my God,
of
oo.
Mindanao State University. And I was, just imagine, I don't have a committee. Ilan lang kami, din Nabs, ako pa yung layout artist, ako pa yung,
So, was this the conferment?
yes, GD conferment.
Yes, Juris Doctor conferment.
Initially, ang plano nung 300 lang, umabot na more than 2,000. Imagine, that was the biggest na nangyari na managing that. Oh, grabe yung, sabi ko, I'm trying to reflect on it. Sabi ko, paano
yung
namin nagawa
yung
yun?
stash.
Oh, yes, yung grabe yun.
Siya yung
Sanggulay.
sanggulay. Siya yung nagpapatahino, nagpatatak kay Ma'am Telma.
Yes, yes.
Di ba?
Yes. No, talaga,
Very
no.
hands-on.
Talaga, naghanap ko. Sabi ko, initially, kunti lang, then eventually dumami. So, nagdami, sabi ko, my God, what shall I do with so eventually, sabi ko, oh, sige, kaya. So, grabe yung challenge noon. Ako pumupunta ng Ivory, ako yung nagpapa-layout, then yung stage, no, ako nang nag-decorate noon. Grabe yung, and then, reflect, sabi ko, how did we put up that, that first conferment na sinundan ng lahat, no,
Yes,
and I introduced that. I was the first to introduce that. You know what? I was also after pag-upo ko, one of the things also that ginawa ko ng reform was paano mag-increase yung salary ng mga lecturers.
Yes.
Kasi I wanted to be competitive with Manila. So I lobbied, grabe yun ang pinagdaanan ko dyan. Tries ko yan, inilobby ng board para ma-upgrade yung lecturers, then eventually also yung mga faculty, paano maging mataas yung entry level ng College of Law at saka eventually nasama yung College of Medicine. So we launched this yung Rice ata, no, yung ating Rice ata na yun yung brand ng College of Law. Yung Rice na yun, what is Rice? Or yung kasi may innovation service, mayroon tayong abbreviation ata. Hindi ko na maalalahanan. But mayroon tayong kwan eh. Oo.
Hindi ko na maalala din. Pero nasa profile picture.
Oh yeah. And then yung we changed the logo. Sabi ko, paganda natin yung logo kasi visual. Sabi ko, dapat maganda eh.
Yes.
And during our time, napaka-maingay ng bar operators ni MSU pag sa Maynila. Ay,
Yes.
grabe.
I can remember when I was second year law student, parang nasa ilalim ka lang ng, pag nagbabarops ka, sa ilalim ka lang ng hagdan. Pero nung third year na, officer na rin kami nun, si bar operation chair namin doon, si Kuya Halim, yun na, yung 1 MSU. Tapos parang, syempre, halo-halo na, Jensen, IIT, then kami. So parang ang laki namin.
ingay
Ang dami,
namin.
yes, ang dami namin. And then yun yung naging hanggang ngayon.
Yeah, mayroong pointer sessions na nangyayari before we fly in the faculty to do some. Parang ang purpose lang is just to boost the morale of our students. Na parang pakita
Tapos parang
na hindi kayo ordinary lang, no? We are also
true.
here. Kasi sabi ko, at the end of the day, estudyante ang magtitake. But yung malaki yung support system. And also para hindi sila ma-OP na parang probinsya. So kailangan sabi ko dapat makuan din, no, maingay din tayo. Kaya yung magdala-dala sila ng mga banner ng mga, 'di ba? Yung
Yes, yung 1 MSU.
1 MSU.
Yung pa yung pag bumababa ko sa hagdan ng UST, sige, lakasan nyo pa.
I miss those days, no, when I was still with the law school, no. So one thing, no, so may naiwan pa doon sa registrations. Yun yung pina-renovate namin sa CR na dalawa, no?
Yes.
Oo.
Yung gumanda na yung CR, no? After parang pagpasok mo dun, parang horror siya. Nasa scene ka ng horror movie, and then afterwards, alhamdulillah, miyakapyas ka niyan. And up until now, ginagamit pa rin ng mga law students natin. Attorney Hanan, we can really see how dedicated Chancellor Zed sa trabaho niya, sa ginagawa niya, sa passion niya, in trying to reform an institution. People can try to do it, but not all can do it successfully. Mashallah.
Alam mo, ang secret sa ganyan,
Yes, sir.
I think basta lang talagang you are sincere, and then you're doing it not because you want to be anong tawag doon, to be praised, no, to be recognized, no. Kasi kahit even if what I've done for the institutions, regardless kung people appreciated it, at least I know that I did it, and I know that in my heart of heart, I know that I did it for the best interest of the community that I'm serving. And I think my greatest happiness, and I can also say this in MSU-IIT now, is actually seeing the fruits of the collective efforts of the community. No, yun yung pinaka-importante, that kumbaga you've seen that di nasayang yung government resources, may naambag ka, no. Kumbaga it's not just about maintaining the status quo, but I think I'm a believer of disruption kasi. So that's why they always call me a disruptor. Okay, just imagine, after my first day in office as a Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs ng Marawi, for the first time na-renovate ang opisina ng BCA, namakbak ako ng mga fuel. Sabi ko, no, I will only assume this office kung ma-rehabilitate siya. Ang ngayon, enjoy yung Vice Chancellor because na-rehabilitate ko yung opisina. Kasi sabi ko, this is the Malacanang kasi lahat ng estudyante pumupunta dito. Then, the VC's office is parang...
Tsaka yung parang design nyo na logo na parang bangka sa inyo rin.
Yes, actually, ako ang alam mo, yung bagong logo ng MSU, ako ang nagpa-render niya kasi yung the old logo that we're using, mali siya. After I did the research, mali pala. So, pinarender ko siya ulit. Kaya yun yung bagong logo. Kaya din yung graduations ng pandemic, ako ang pauso niyang paasap. Nandiyan na naman si VC, sabi nila, may pa-asap effect, no? Yung during the pandemic. Ako na pauso mga live yan ng mga ceremony. No? And would you believe, I was staying in Iligan City during the event. Umuwi ako ng Iligan na midnight. Kasi I have to supervise. So, umuwi ako ng midnight, balik ako ng alas 5, balik na naman ako sa Iligan because I'm not staying in Marawi. I stayed in Iligan when I was the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, just only to make sure that. So I think yung passion, kasi pag mahal mo yung ginagawa mo,
it doesn't feel like
it
work.
It doesn't feel like work. I think that's the right word. It doesn't feel like work.
Yung sabi nila na leaving a place better than you found it. And ganun si Chancellor Zed. After niyang iwanan yung isang institution, it's better than what it was before he got there.
At saka yung ako rin sa experience ko with yung sa deanship ni Dean, I was the officer, tapos nung kami rin yung fourth year, parang na-enjoy ko yung stay ko sa law school, na even though meron ako mga like flanking scores ng mga time na yun, parang okay lang kasi na-enjoy ko yung pagiging officer, tapos alam ko na the institution is trying to help us na ma-survive namin yung bar exam. Kaya when I did not make it, sabi ko talaga, no, I wanna fight this bata kasi parang kasi nag-promise pa ata ako noong one time kay sir na parang nag-joke ako sa kanya, sir, maraming papasa sa amin, ganyan. Sa batch namin, I believe in our batch. Parang na-frustrate ako nung, oh my God, naiyan ako sa college na. Pero nailaban naman, no? Parang dumami din kami na pumasa. Hindi lang namin time nung 2019.
Hindi lang sabay-sabay.
Yes, hindi lang sabay-sabay. But yung mga, kasi parang nandun yung mga innovations and introductions niya sa, like yung sa IRC, yung intensive review class, tapos yung mock bar, tapos parang hindi sa nag-work, which yun yung sinasabi ko sa kanya din noon na, sir, kasi you came into our lives na
Parang
third year patapos
repair
na.
yung repairing the yung mga,
third year, fourth year. So kung ito first year pa lang kami ganito na, baka with all due respect pero yung iba yung talagang tinutukan kami nung third year, fourth year, pero too late na, short na kami sa time, di ba?
when we introduce yung mock bar, kasi what's unique with the mock bar na ginawa natin, it's a bar simulation. So may pa bar ops pa. So we really try to simulate the bar. Na ganun
I remember that.
Yung may food pa after namin mag-exam.
Markets, mga markets. Wow.
Parang we want to have this conversation until midnight. But mahal ang oras ni Dean and Chancellor Zed. So
it's such a rare opportunity to hear this kind of experience from the one and only Chancellor Zed. Mashallah. Sir, thank you so much for spending time with us today in this episode and for sharing your law journey with us. Do you have anyone to give a shout out to?
Yeah, by the way, thank you.
Yes,
By the way, allow me to say this.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Oh.
It allows me to relive my life as a dean, as an assistant dean. I can say that yung aking tenure as a dean of the College of Law, it's one of my most memorable experience or memorable part of my life. And now seeing a lot of lawyers, ng MSU, grabe yung, kumbaga yung, kung hindi ko ma-capture, I mean, I run out of words to really describe how happy I am. And now these conversations, parang it's a flashback, Then it's really yeah. Kasi grabe yung parang at that time yung para kasing it's a family, the student and ako as their dean. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I wish you the best, the two of you. You just don't know how proud I am for the things that you're doing. Thank you for bringing the banner of the MSU College of Law. Congratulations, and I am wishing you the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so. Parang na-overwhelm ako na teary-eyed with that.
Yeah.
And if I may just say, Chance, you do not know how you touched the lives of the people na nami-meet mo.
Yun yung one time na nakita natin sa MCLE si Dean Zed at saka si AD Nabs na parang, uy Hanan, ano ka ba? Sila, ganun level na yan. Sabi ko, no, sila yung sila yung Dean Zed ko and AD Nabs ko nung time na yun. So hindi, mabait sila and supportive sila. Let's try, parang ganun. So alhamdulillah, hanggang ngayon napaka-humble pa rin. Na pinahiram pa sa atin ng kanyang room dito sa waterfront para makapag-record tayo ng matiwasay.
Yes. Sir, again, do you have anyone to give a shout out to?
Yeah. So to the entire MSU law community, laban. And I'd like to congratulate all the young lawyers who just passed the bar examinations. Congratulations to all of you. You just don't know how proud we are.
Inshallah. All right. And that ends our episode for this Monday and our third season. Wow.
Babay na.
Yeah.
For this season.
Yes, for this season.
But happy Ramadan din.
Yes.
Because next week
Ramadan will be the start of Ramadan. Once again, thank you so much, Chancellor Zed, for spending time with us and for sharing your law journey. You guys, to our dear listeners, we cannot thank you enough for sticking with us until this end.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a comment.
And you might want to share it with your friends kasi nga, Attorney Hanan, let's face it, everyone's a little lost sometimes and they might want to listen to some stories that they can relate to.
Also, please don't forget to tag us on your stories and posts.
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for daily updates. Thank you for getting lost with us today. We shall see you next season. Bye.